Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking Married at First Sight Season 18, Episode 16. The experts have questions. So we're just going to get onto it, and let me just say, Carla was the MVP of this episode, hands down. So as we all know, what happened last week, David and Michelle got caught lying about their relationship. They revealed to each other that they have feelings for each other. You know, David and Madison, excuse me. And Michelle is just trying to get questions and stuff. So we picked up where we left off last week with Michelle confronting Madison again and everything. Opening up with, "You got anything to say?" Madison was like, "Are you just gonna come in guns blazing?" She's like, "Well, I'm pissed." And Madison was like, "Let's have a conversation." And Michelle was like, "Let's go." And then Madison's like, "Well, why gotta be let's go? Why you coming in so hot?" Because, well, Madison, you lied to me and everything. And then Madison's like, "Okay, listen, I do like David. We do have a special connection." And David in the background yelling out, "And I like her too." And Michelle got real pissed. She's like, "Okay, I don't need you to, I don't need you to butt in this conversation and everything." Madison said that text message, I did not receive that message. I had no idea about it and everything. And David jumping in, he's like, "Yeah, she didn't even freaking know." And everything. And then Madison was even like, "Okay, David, that's enough," and everything. So Michelle was just like, "I've had it." So she goes into the room and packs up her things. Last talked to MM and Carla, MM and Camille, about everything. And MM and Michelle decided to leave the retreat early. So the following morning, everybody wakes up. MM and Michelle are gone. Juan is in the kitchen with David, and Juan has a conversation with David, and Juan basically tells him, "It's like, man, like I like this does hurt. This is disappointing, man. Like I don't even know if I want to be like around people like this, basically." And everything. You guys are, if you want to pursue Madison, that's fine, but this wasn't the way. And you guys are starting off on the wrong foot. And Juan was absolutely right. They are starting on the wrong foot. This was extremely messy and everything. And how do you just come back from this? I don't even know. So David's upset, and he's just like, "If y'all don't want to be around me anymore, then I get it. I don't want to be around y'all." Then, Madison wakes up and, trying to decompress of what happened and everything. She goes talks to the girl. She talks to Carla and Camille and everything. And Carla freaking ripped her to shreds. She's like, "Girl, listen, like this was dirty. I don't know if I want to surround myself with women who do things like this. Like you did that to your friend. Like I seen you as a friend. I opened up to you, and with us doing this experiment of Married at First Sight, like this should be our safety net from the world. We're all 10 of us basically are here together, whether if it works out or not, and everything. And for y'all to do that, it just, it's your business and stuff, but." I ain't got I don't want no part of it no more and everything. And Madison was just like, it's gonna take a while to rebuild some trust and friendships and everything. And my thing is last week, because this episode was just fully of the aftermath of what happened last week. My thing is that I wish like Madison would have went after Alan. Like I know everyone says let him go on his own and everything, but if she really really cared about Alan and his feelings, she would have gone after him. At least would have tried to do like, "I'm so sorry," like begged him, like don't leave, something like that and everything. And she didn't do that and stuff. So after that, David and Madison have a conversation. David's still like laughing and giggling and just having fun with it, and just like he really wants to pursue something with Madison, and Madison is just like, there is something there, but I'm not doing it right now because we're still legally married and separated. and everything. And I'm just not ready to jump all in, but I do see something. So David's just like, well, we got to work on what we got to work on and everything. So it goes from there. So Madison leaves, and then David packs up his stuff. He goes down and talks to Camille Thomas, and Carla and Juan says his piece. Carla giving him the side eye, like, wow. I gained a lot of respect for Carla and Juan in this episode. They called it like it is, and they say like, I ain't gonna be messing with y'all like this no more. Like this ain't cool, and it really wasn't. So they go home. Carla and Juan and Camille and Thomas stay one extra day. They decided to play some basketball, play a game of pig and horse. Tell me why Camille and Carla beat Thomas and Juan in basketball. I mean, we knew Camille would, but you got Carla shooting basketball, doing like yoga poses, shooting the basketball and then swishing it and everything. I'm like, okay, Carla, and everything. And Juan made a good point with that, because he said, like, like, we're the only four left. And I'll get to MM and EKG a little later in the video, but we're the only four left. We're strong and everything. It's just basically it's up to us. Like, we're honest and everything. Camille and Thomas seem honest. Carla and Juan just like, everybody's mad at me for saying that I think Carla and Juan are going to stay together on decision day. Like, and everyone say, oh no, they're just in for the ride. They don't, they're gonna get divorced and everything. They may, but I still stand by my prediction. I think they're gonna say yes next week on decision day, and then be broken up by reunion and stuff. We can all agree to disagree, but I mean, that's just how I feel. I know they're just going along for the ride. I still don't understand why they ain't attracted to each other, but it is what it is. So Alan comes back to the retreat because he had to get his car, and he cooled down from the night before. He talks to the boys and everything, and they were supportive and everything, and he was just upset that he didn't fully see the signs. He said that him and Madison would like get into an argument, and then she would disappear for 2 hours, and then be out so late, and he'd be texting her like, where the heck are you and stuff, and she won't be coming in until late as usual and stuff and everything. So he said that he should have like seen the signs then, but he changed so much about himself for this girl, and she just did him dirty like that and everything. So Alan picks up his car and goes back home and stuff. Meanwhile, we're back in Chicago, and Michelle calls Pastor Cal and gets Pastor Cal on the phone, and she told him what happened and everything. And Pastor Cal said, "Look, like this is bad integrity for both of them. Like, if you're not into somebody, just leave. I'm mad at them because they signed up for this experiment and everything, and we're not talking for years here. We're talking for an 8-week marriage, and what you do after the 8 weeks is up to you. But during this process, this is something you just don't do and everything. And I cannot wait to talk to both Madison and David about this." So so Michelle fills Pastor Callan on what happened. Then Michelle goes and talks to Alan and everything, and then they're trying to like trauma bond from what happened and everything. And what Alan is upset about mostly, like he said he does not care, like if someone's not into him, that's fine, but like to do like what was done, he said he's not going to hold anybody hostage if they're not into him. But just be honest. Like, just be honest and everything. And that's just something Madison and David were not. Madison kept on claiming that she was trying, but, she told the girls that she was probably going to say no on decision day. But you just can't control your feelings. My feelings are somewhere else. And that's fine. But again, just be honest about it and everything. Don't string anybody along and stuff. Now, David with Michelle, now, and I said this plenty of times, realistically, Michelle doesn't care, but, She's just doing this just so she don't look like the bad guy, like she did all season and stuff and everything. Realistically, she doesn't really care. When we preview next week's episode, that's finally gonna be said. So meanwhile, Carla and Juan and Camille and Thomas, they pack up their stuff. They decided to leave early as well. They were like, this couples retreat was basically a bust, so we're just gonna go home and get ready for decision day, basically. So they all leave. Camille and Thomas said that, I was Team David the whole way through. I don't know if I could be Team David now. Rightfully, and same with me. I was Team David all through the season. I'm not Team David now. I'm not saying I'm Team Michelle, because Thomas said he was Team Michelle. No, I'm Team Alan. I am Team Alan. No, forget Michelle. I'm Team Alan. Yes, I feel bad for Michelle, but I'm more hurt for Alan. Alan was the one who was hurt the most out of this and everything. So like they all leave, and then like Alan, we seen Alan pack up his stuff in his apartment. He done ripped up the wedding book. He done burnt the vows and everything, and he left it all plain sight. So when Madison gets back there, she could see all of that and everything. And I don't blame him one bit and everything. So Madison gets back home and she's all crying and everything, feeling bad about what happened. I don't believe anything of it and everything. She sees what Alan did, just burn the stuff and rip up the wedding book and all of that. And she gonna call her friend and be like, you know what he did? He ripped up everything, burned everything. And the friend was like, okay, that's psychotic behavior. Like, I get he's mad, but you took that a little too far. I'm like, you better be lucky that's all he did. You better be glad that that's all he did, because like he could have really like popped up. He could have called you every cuss word in the book. He could have like popped off on your new man and everything. He held his composure. So don't say that psychotic behavior because he burnt your vows because you cheated on him and lied to him and ripped up the pictures and stuff. When Alan was talking to Michelle, like he received a text message from Madison saying that I know words can't describe how you're feeling right now. I never meant to hurt you and everything. And Alan's like, just please don't talk to me. Just please don't talk to me right now and everything. And I don't blame him. Meanwhile, we got David not feeling remorseful for everything. He meets up with one of his friends and he explains to his friend what happened and everything, that he fell for another wife and everything, and he's all giggly and smiling, and the friend's like, yeah, I haven't seen you smile this much and everything. He was just like, yeah, I'm really happy I see so much of Madison. I don't want to lose her friendship. That's what I'm worried about though. But yeah, I really want something with Madison. Like, she makes me feel great, this and that. And I'm just like, bro, good for you, but bro. So yeah. So then now we finally get to the experts. Now let's move on to MM and EKG. So as we know, a couple weeks ago, EKG shows up at the retreat with a divorce paper, and MM went and signed it because it wasn't a full thing. They meet with the experts and everything, and they talk about everything. EKG comes in, he still has an attitude, and MM's just over it and everything. And so they asked him about the retreat and the divorce papers and everything. And MM was like, you really came here to embarrass me and everything. And, EKG was like, no, I didn't and everything. And he's getting mad that she's calling him out about it and stuff, because, see, y'all, this is why I'm like this, because of this. And so MM read him his rights. MM wrote, and they said that they want to get divorced. That's fine. MM gave him the parting letter. She's like, I'm basically saying, I wish you nothing but the worst and everything. And then she was like, I have a list of therapists I want you to go see and everything. And I have a copy of an actual divorce papers that is actually legally binding and everything. I wish you nothing but the worst. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be embarrassed and everything. And everybody was applauding that. I'm applauding that, like, because she was just tired of that man's BS. Because and I even said this. I was part of the another watch party last night, and we were talking about it. It was just like, you know what, you know, I said that, you know what, EKG is so mad at her for like showing so much affection because he didn't know her and all that, like this quick and everything. But this is what you signed up for, bro. Like you signed up for married at first sight, and if your wife is attracted to you, she's going to be all over you and stuff and everything. Like that's what happens when you're married. You knew what you signed up for. So he can like say that all he use that as an excuse all he wants, but it's just ridiculous. And so he gets up and leaves, and Dr. Pia, I do not like Dr. Pia. Dr. Pia told MM, like, you know, that was a little bit shady what you just did. And MM was like, well, it had to be done, basically. Dr. Pia is just, I miss Dr. Viviana. Dr. Viviana was nicer. She was, gave more advice, better advice. Dr. Pia is just rude and ignorant and thinks she all that. And I'm not a fan. I love Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal, but Dr. Pia, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Dr. Pia. I think yes, yes, to an extent, like saying the only thing I wouldn't say, like I wouldn't wish him the worst and everything. That's wishing nothing about the worst. If she was going along with that, then okay. But everything else, I applaud MM for what she did and stuff. So after that, then we finally get to the moment that we've been waiting for. Michelle and David meet up with the experts. So they when they come in, Dr. Pia gives Madison a big hug and everything, like almost kind of justifying. Like you talk bad on MM, but you're gonna give Madison a big hug when she comes in, like see that's some shadiness from Dr. Pia that needs to be addressed too. And so they talk and everything, and David explains their side of the story, like, listen, we're gym buddies and everything. I wasn't getting nothing in my marriage and everything, and it just progressed from there. Pastor Cal was like, so David, like, when you send a text like that, I want to eat you up, were you guys ever intimate? And he was like, no, no. And Dr. P was like, listen, I got to call you out when you're lying. Everyone thinks they have been intimate, and they're like, no, we haven't. And I sent that. And David's discussing stuff, says that I sent that message out because I'm a man and I have needs. I have not been getting those needs and stuff and everything. And Madison, defender, said that I didn't get that message. I didn't even know at the time. And even if I did receive it, I would have told him right then and there that, like, what are we doing? We're not at that place quite yet and everything. If I would have received that message and everything. And so Pastor Cal asked him, what's kept you guys from being intimate? And Madison was like, because we're married. Like, hello, because we're married. Well, you know, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt to say that they haven't been intimate up to that point. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt just on that one, but everything else, I mean, David claims that all they did mostly was just hug and everything, and I'll believe that. I'll believe that, but that's all I'm going to believe. And so, Pastor Cal asked Madison, like, listen, when we did your intake in your interview, you said that you did not want a person of color and everything, that you only wanted Caucasian people and everything. And she kind of contradicted herself. She said in the interview, yeah, like I always dated and preferred, Caucasian and everything in her interview. But then she lied about that and said, like when they were talking to her, that, oh, I dated black guys before and everything, but we're talking about marriage here and everything. So Madison is just still lying and everything. So I don't know. Like this was good TV. I can tell you this. This was good TV. So yeah, and that was basically it for the episode. Yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, so next week is decision day for Carla and Juan and Camille and Thomas. Like I said, I feel like Camille and Thomas are going to stay married. Carla and Juan will be. I still think they'll say. Everybody thinks they'll say no, or they'll say that Carla will say yes and Juan will say no, and everything. But I think they'll both say yes, but will be broken up by reunion, or where are they now? So, and then judging by the previews of next week, they're all going to meet together, and Madison and David are going to come into the group together, and Michelle's going to see them and see them together again, and just making her mad and stuff. And then now there's going to be some crap talking, and Madison's gonna call it out and say, like, we all knew Michelle didn't like David. She didn't give David a chance. She didn't really give a crap about him. And then apparently Michelle hears that, and she's gonna turn to her like, "Okay, you want to wait until I get over there?" And Madison was just like, "Okay, you want to do this, honey? You want to do this, babe? Yeah, babe." And Michelle's like, "Babe, don't call me babe," and everything. Because when I watched after the show, we also watched the Decision Day Dish with the former cast members, and when they showed the preview of next week's episode, everybody was just like, "Dang, I never seen the word babe used in fighting words before." So I can't wait to see how that interaction comes. And we also seen in the preview like David trying to shake Alan's hand, and Alan's just like, "I don't want to shake your hand." And we're also seeing the preview another EKG and MM fight. So at this point, both of them are just taking jabs at each other and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, before I let you guys go, I was on a discussion panel on Auntie's Advice yesterday during after the watch party, and I'll link that video in the description so you guys can go see that. So support Auntie's Advice, who also covers Married at First Sight and everything. Also support me. I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have done. Our channel is growing. We're going to be making some changes. I've even talked to Auntie from Auntie's Advice. She's going to help make some changes to make this channel grow a little bit more with that. So a lot of changes are coming in the future. But until then, we're still going to stick to what we do. I'll be back on Sunday and Monday to recap 90 Day Fiance. So until then, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And again, I'll link that video to where I was talking about the episode down in the description. So I love you guys and see y'all next week.